You lose.
I was about to ask that. I bet you could triple jump out of the map. And then you just did it.
Oh no.
Oh no.
No, don't.
Oh no. Oh.
Oh god.
A triple jump.
I triple jumped.
I did not try to do that.
That lag ceiling really sucks. Oh, there's a kill ceiling?
If I kill myself, then you can't kill me.
It's a good tactic, but it had to go. In the early days of Rumble, because of the lag, if you had the flow stone, you could do a triple jump
I triple jumped and hit the kill ceiling.
instead of just the regular double jump. Now, if you know the history of Rumble,
Can earthbenders technically fly?
Not really.
Yes.
you'll know that flight was never intended. It was discovered by the players.
Pog face.
Tom, please let me fly.
And after multiple back and forths with the devs, it was made into a feature. However, a relic of the unintendedness of flight remained. And that was an inadvertent kill ceiling placed in the sky. And if you hit it, you'd lose a round. To be fair, theoretically,
Oh no.
I've never seen it happen, but if you were to cube launch someone into the kill ceiling,
Whoa. You almost death ceilinged me.
They added together.
we'd call that a death ceiling and it would have been a fun mechanic. Another fun mechanic was trying to stop your opponent from hitting the kill ceiling so you could keep on playing.
I almost had you out of the air as well.
If I didn't do the triple, you probably would have gotten me.
Since Rumble is an asymmetric peer-to-peer earthbending motion-controlled VR fighting game, you take turns being host and client. If you happen to play overseas on high ping, then your opponent could vanish out of thin air. By doing a perfectly timed triple jump. Now, I'm not going to get into the whole debate,
See, flick. Flick is useful.
but it's okay because you take turns being the host.
I'm from Australia.
You
so
win.
Or at least you're meant to take turns.
If you want a rematch, you won't have the lag, because you'll be host.
Because that's the etiquette.
Ah, shoeless. Hi.
Hey, Silly Squid, what's up?
Hopefully the ceiling.
Yeah, the kill ceiling.
Oh god, Australia ping.
Now, dealing with the triple jump and high ping is a skill issue. The real issue of having an invisible roof over our head was how the kill ceiling limited the skill ceiling of flight. We would always have to be conscious of some invisible ceiling and duck our heads under it, lest it chop our heads off.
Ceiling!
But with just one click,
Oh,
Oh, not again.
flew too close to the
the
sun.
devs raised the kill ceiling. I mean the skill ceiling. I mean both at the same time.
Not my own move against me. Oh, mine.
Nice. I shoeless.
Oh, that's phenomenal.
Just have to go slow.
What is it, an exo variant?
Perfect. Double hit.
Bring out the specials.
That's not great.
You can't iron feet them both.
Oh no!
The trick.
Even among flick players, your playstyle is just unique.
My flight control's alright.
Turn around for 1 second, your opponent has a fighter jet.
How do you pull that off?
What?
Are you kidding me? That was actually crazy. Stop it! What the hell?
So yes, flight or airbending in the earthbending game got buffed.
Oh, no, no. Recover.
You recovered it!
But this is just the beginning,
That's the back and forth.
because we kind of only got halfway there with the kill ceiling being removed. There's a reason why the previous montage was all on the other
Yeah,
map.
you can go so much higher. Oh! Not that much higher.
Easiest client win of my life.
Now that is how you're going.
You win.
For some reason, and I don't know if the devs even know this, but on the ring map, the kill ceiling is still there. It's just insanely high, so you'll never hit it. But on the pit, there's no kill ceiling, but there's a structure kill ceiling that will destroy your structures. Which maybe is a little bit higher, but it's still there, and still a problem. If you're trying to fly, that is. If you're trying to just defend yourself from the ground, then it's maybe a good thing.
Goodbye.
Dang, that kill ceiling. Why did they make it kill structure still?
But already, we're trying to theorize how to work around it. There's a solution to every problem, remember that.
Oh!
Whoa!
Do you see that? One explosive yeah. Okay, so you can have multi-structure as a safety.
Perhaps it was an intentional choice, though, because it would be easier to abuse it on the pit rather than the ring, which has a much higher risk to flying.
Come here.
And skadoosh.
And even riskier to try and punish someone flying that
I
high.
need to work out what's the highest client combo I could get.
What do you mean by highest?
Oh, that was really high.
It is kind of balanced. The higher you fly, the smaller of a target you have to hit on the ground and the harder it is to see them. And we've yet to see someone just break a tournament by flying around forever until their opponent gives up.
Never touch me.
This new kill ceiling.
Because most of the time it's very anticlimactic.
It is kind of fun, like, coming down from the top rope, just like all the way from the kill ceiling.
But what it does do is give your opponent the opportunity to gaslight you. A-Train is notorious for having bad internet. I guess that's not his fault, but it kinda is, because he doesn't reset his router when he should. So when he disappeared mid-match, I just thought his internet went out.
I haven't had that work on me before. That's what it feels like.
Our human brains just aren't trained to look up for giant flying predators on rocks.
You're playing the long con. I thought it was your internet.
There's also a second reason in this update why Flight got buff.
No compensation. No compensation.
HCP right there.
I mentioned last video how the rocks feel more rubbery is the best term. Not breaking on each other when usually they would.
That's actually crazy that this style is now so much more effective.
That allows for beautiful surface tension plays.
All underneath is really satisfying. It looks like one of those spinning tops.
But that doesn't mean I can control
Oh, I
these
went
new
through
mounts. But then again, maybe it's placebo, and it's exactly the same as before, I've just gotten better. Just a heads up for you, as Pink Acorn said, I'm a man with dementia lost across space and time. So I still get torn between pre and post update, which I'll abbreviate to PU
You are alive. You know that, right?
or PU.
I know. I'm sorry. Am I not allowed to talk to my family, mister?
My bad.
Not to be confused with post now, another time marker for the Ascended. Anyway, it's not just the rocks that are more rubbery against each other, it's also against the player model. Bumping yourself with a structure is the key to what Flight is.
Oh, I wrote that. That was the plan the whole time.
Wrote that into my counter.
Kapai bump!
Oh, the kapai.
Oh, that was so cool.
So now that it's more generous, it feels like you can bump from angles you couldn't before. And even on client, as the eponymous Kapai will demonstrate.
Oh, the kapai bomb.
I can't believe that worked on client.
Yeah, it does seem like certain things are more generous.
No, I choose life. I don't get a choice.
Yeah, that choice is mine.
Oh no, off the back.
Off
What
the
is gonna
back.
happen? Yep.
Because of the rubberiness, it's now easier to recover poor mounts too.
The
Oh my!
Sorry.
Well, that wasn't a good example because it was a ball and a cube, but a wall is my specialty.
Wrong way.
Wow, you can recover so much more. No.
Oh no.
Why did I say anything? I should have kept my mouth shut.
No, sorry, I meant to say boulders.
Oh my.
Recover.
Just pick the random one.
Oh, that was the outer ring.
No, sorry, I meant to say Pompey in this GIF.
Oh my god, I cannot do my moves.
That was a lie before. Lunatic is the boulder flight specialist, and I was particularly interested in his take on the rubbery structures.
Oh, that's so smooth. Is boulder still as sensitive as it usually is?
Yeah, I think so.
That was a good anti-air.
I just got lucky.
Well, I just got destroyed, dude.
I've completely lost the thread. Okay, yes, recovery of mounts. Here are some actually good clips.
Karate.
Oh, wow.
I feel like that's new.
It's hard to explain, but in Rumble, when you do something you've never done before, you feel it. So I couldn't explain the differences here. I just know that it felt like stuff I've never done before.
That's terrifying.
What the? I didn't realize I could do it that good.
Not because of my skill, but because of the game.
Yeah, that was crazy. It was just like, well, you just like walked to the left and
I don't
jumped
know.
on it.
I'm gonna have to clip that too.
And that whole clip was on client. So put all this together, and it does make client-side ascensions more alluring.
Who's the one being baited now? No! I thought that.
It's even tempting some of the best meta players in the game to learn flick,
Nope, I jumped. Instead of dash.
I know how it is.
even if it's completely reset their skill level.
Nope. Wait. Oh, I landed. That's how I still had flow dash.
It's truly wonderful to see the person who inspired me first to get into flick learn it himself.
Yeah, it's not very practiced.
What? Oh, he's back!
Never in my life.
Speaking of Savitarian, I had a very interesting interaction the other day that almost went really bad.
Hold on, Shoeless. I just have to say something real quick. So I heard my friend Sav is getting cooked in your Discord.
Your friend Sav.
Please go as hard as you can against him. Please.
Davis's scheme was a character assassination. The method? Make Sav a 0 on all fronts radar chart. So I had a choice. I could have a little fun and take one of the top players in the game down a peg, or I could reject it and risk looking like the fun police.
I gotta say,
Regardless of what I said, I would be paying the price in my very next match.
but it was a pleasure.
Bye-bye.
Because
Bye-bye.
it was against none other than the target of the hit himself, Sav.
As I live and breathe, I just was going in random queue.
There's no way for me to know that you're a random queue.
And the last guy I ran into, he was called Davis, and he comes up to me, he's like,
Yeah, I definitely wasn't watching his Discord stream.
I had been caught red-handed. It was a sting operation, and perhaps I was being framed to take the fall. So it's very lucky that my integrity is not for sale.
oh, thank goodness I said the right thing then, boss. I could have, oh, damn. I can't be bought, you know? I have integrity for the chart, and in saying that, he pays me, so
Okay.
maybe
okay.
that's where my integrity lies
Okay.
as a boss.
All right, well, let's just go for it then.
Now that I think about it, I'd still have integrity. It's just that it was a very easy decision when Savitarian is one of my bosses on Patreon. You see, this operation is run by generosity. And he's one of those generous ones that keep this channel alive, along with all these other bosses too.
Oh, that could have been such a good speed run.
They don't have to give that much. You pretty much get all the bonus content at one of the lowest tiers, but they choose to go above and beyond. Speaking of both those things, I don't know why he did this. I don't know what he gains, but Boss Grand bought 20 of those level 5 Tempter tiers to give away for free. Basically, it goes to the first 20 people who click that link. So if you want to see the bonus content and hang out in the boss section of the Discord, hopefully you were quick enough to click that link. So make sure you thank Grand. Back on thread. Yes, Sav, learning flick, a great meta player, trying out new things like trying to ascend on me, which he hasn't done quite yet, but he's definitely done it on other players. For newer rumblers, the law is if you're ascended, you can see whose name is written on what boulder and you can't change fate. Now it is interesting two ascended players playing each other when we both know which boulders have our names written on them. I've edited them in for the unascended's benefit.
I had no chance of hitting until you jumped back at me.
Yeah, I know.
Sometimes it's easier to accept fate and just jump into the boulder that has your name on it, like I did before and Sav does now. And then I do again, just so we can have a quick reset.
Oh, I thought I had it. No.
Now, either he's learning flick because the rubberiness has made certain mounts safer to do against anti-air,
It is surprising how hard that is to interrupt.
or it's because his Metastone of Stubborn got its implode bug removed, making it stronger. Or maybe it's just because he's so good he gets bored and needs to do more playstyles, like this hold stasis
Not
hit.
this time. Not today. Yes. Why did it go high? It wasn't meant to. Not this time.
Yes.
Today.
And the reason why I said not this time was because he'd already hit me with a flick parry stasis before.
No, please. No. I think I was hoping I could stun you, but with the stun.
Maybe I should have taken Davis up on his offer.
Please go as hard as you can against them. Please.
I saw you Looney Tunes for a second there.
I was just hoping one of the parries would go through.
Meep meep.
There's also another reason why flight improved. Irrelevant to this footage, it was just cool.
Oh my goodness!
Sick.
The devs transitioned dash and jump to be on the client side for the client. Before, those were the only two movement options on the host side for some reason. That's why the triple jump could happen.
Yahoy.
But now, the triple jump is impossible, and dashing and jumping feels much more consistent. What isn't as consistent is iron feet protection. A mechanic where if you land on a structure with your feet, even if it's moving up towards you, you can destroy it for no damage. And it's essential to an aerial style.
Nope, you exploded.
Oh,
Out the way.
Ouch.
I thought for sure that wall was just gonna like bonk you.
Me too. What happened to it?
I
think it started falling.
Too good for it.
Oh, wasn't good enough for me.
Iron feet is inconsistent because for some reason people still call it iron boots.
Iron boots, no!
I thought I was dead there. Perfect timing on the iron boots.
You lose.
I'm sorry. But for me, it's boots, look.
I know, we have boots, but lore-wise, the power is in the feet. The boots do nothing. But the mechanic itself is also inconsistent, not just its naming. When iron feet protection happens, there are two outcomes. One, it's as intended. You fall on a structure to take no damage and follow through for an amazing play.
Nice. You're the Iron Feet perfection.
That is called iron feet perfection.
Ah, nice. You got the feet.
Yeah.
I should have known.
Okay, what the hell? I
can't
thought I
hear
would have hit you with
explosions
that. You gotta be
happening.
kidding me.
Oh, we don't
You
both-
gotta be kidding me.
Come
I was
on.
What do you mean, come on, man?
Come on, man.
would've-
You should have eaten that wall.
You know.
Yeah.
The second outcome isn't as pretty, and despite your best efforts,
That was such a nice line.
instead of getting iron feet protection, you will get iron feet rejection.
No.
Iron Feet. Why? Why do they betray
So
us?
Griffin should have just crushed the cube by dropping on it from above. It was the same story pre-update. However, I guess that ball cube statue is deliberately designed to be the worst thing to land on.
It like ground hit stunned on my little contraption.
So I'm kinda glad statue tech made it into the update. It is a rather elegant and high-class technique.
That was a weird one, and then
Because not gonna lie, it's an extremely satisfying 6 damage. Following up into another 4, 3, 3, and then 6. There is a new kind of inconsistency in Iron Feet that also appears to be happening. And this does feel new, an Iron Feet deflection. In this case, it did not go in my favor.
so close to being spectacular.
In this case, it did go in my favor offensively.
What? What? I've never in my life.
And in this case, used offensively against me, it also goes in my favor again.
I bounced off your wall, and it worked out in my favor.
Oh.
In fact, for some reason, a lot of things were going in my favor in this match. Like a phenomenal half-court shot, or a gold split.
Yeah.
No.
Check the splits. Check the splits for the speedrun. No, it was a bit slow.
I think maybe this could be my PB, but that's for another video.
Of course, there was another rock behind me. Oh my god.
He's standing right behind me, isn't he?
But that might not be to do with Iron Feet. That could be to do with more generous pushback protection.
Okay. Alright.
Like here, where straighting the cube moves me back. So the ball and I are going in the same direction and it just bounces off my head. Let's rewind that to see it again. Oh, too far. My finger slipped.
What about?
No,
that's an ascension, no?
Maybe. I'm not sure if I got the bump.
Those new client ascensions are tempting. But anyway, back on thread. This increase in knockback protection is also known by another name in the community, and that's bloodbending, using structures to push other opponents. But that's a video for another time. And we've reached the question of the video. If you could remove one feature of reality, and yes, this is a different question to last week, what would it be and what would the consequences be?
What the?
Okay. Alright.
Oh.
Yeah, him making sculptures.
No, for fuck's sake.
Anyway, thanks again to Gran for the generous gifting and nepotism of boss tiers. You guys should probably watch the last video that he was in.
Lucky man.
Oh my god, I'm just being bullied.
Or the next one, which is none of your business.